Deepa? Yeah, I made, you can unmute yourself.
Sir, it's clear, sir.
It's clear now?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yes, sir, clear, sir.
Yes, Vipin, Deepa, thank you. We'll start with the class. So I thought of discussing some concepts on how the question paper pattern will be and how you can attempt the same. And then I'll take one small concept on the rigid payment stresses with wrapping stresses. I'll be discussing that, and then we'll close the class. Okay. So this is a question paper. I thought of discussing some question paper so that you can have a glimpse of how the questions will be asked and how you can attempt the same. Okay. So this is a question paper from December 2016-17. So first module, that was not in module system, but the questions will be in similar manner for your this thing. They had 8 units, so 8 questions were there. Any 5 they could have written. So 2 from one and 3 from one part, part A, part B. So for you, it is module, and you will be attending all the questions. Okay. So you can see in part A, first module, it is very simple with payment sections and all. Yeah, payment sections, show the component parts. So initially we discussed with this. So you need to draw the section of the payment with the thickness, approximate thickness of each layer, and you need to give brief functions of each components, which carries 6 marks. So this question varies from 6 marks to 10 marks. Okay, and then bring out the difference between a highway and airport payment. So I have told this is most frequently asked question, difference between highway or airport, or it will be with a rigid payment and flexible payment. So if it is asked for 6 marks, at least minimum difference you need to bring out is 8 differences, minimum 8 differences. So you can just bifurcate them with different factors. Okay, then there will be a question on from at least single load, single wheel load, or not single wheel load, single layer system or dual layer system in this first month. Now this has been changed for you. Burmisters and single layer theory, Bazignis theory, that questions will be arriving over here. So it will be asked for 10 marks, 8 marks, 12 marks sometimes, if it is asked on Burmisters theory. Okay, then frost action. What is the phenomenon of frost action? With diagram, you need to explain this frost action phenomena, and what are the measures adopted to reduce this effects. Like we need to go for thin blanket of GSB, thin layer of bituminous layer, which can arrest the capillary rise of water. Okay, so this is there in notes I have given. Frost action, all those things. Assumptions and limitations of single layer theory. So what were the assumptions which are made, that you need to go ahead. And then this will be definitely asked, a plate bearing test on Burmisters theory using chart and all. You need to go for this problem. You need to practice this thoroughly. So they'll change this units. Sometimes it will be asked for Newton per mm square, and I think we have solved both the cases. So it was asked for your internals as well. So at least this part of questions, at least 5 to 6, any twist and anything they can give, you are in a position to write or answer these questions. So importance of contact pressure, tire pressure with diagram. I have explained that. Some objective type questions also I had asked. So this is related to that. And then you have this EWL calculations. Okay, so EWL also we have solved some 3 to 4 problems on EWL. Please go through them. This will be also asked. So it is very simple and easy to solve also. Okay, EWL, they are asked for 12 marks. So these are some of the repeated questions I want to they'll be asking again and again. Then explain McLeod method of highway. McLeod method we have discussed. Triaxial method also we have discussed with the traffic coefficient, rainfall coefficient. We need to solve this, come up with the thickness of the pavement. Okay, so this is also most frequently asked. So most of the things, all the concepts in module 1, 2, we have discussed everything there. Okay, then this part I have left because there are a lot of graphs are there. I'll be taking in one this thing. I'll be scanning and I'll be covering this part, payment design using IRC 37201. So you can we'll have that class on this. Okay, then coming to your module 4, which we are discussing now. So in that, discuss the effect of temperature on cement concrete pavements. So what will be the daily variation, how the slab wraps downwards, upwards, which I'll be discussing in coming classes. Okay. So what is the role of temperature in stress development in rigid pavement? We'll be dealing with that, and explain how wrapping stress, which we'll be discussing now in today's class, in critical regions of cement concrete. What are critical regions now? Can anyone tell what are the critical regions? Huh?
Joints.
No, critical region, that is the weakest part of the CC payment. No doubt it is the weakest point. But what are the critical regions wherein we go for analysis of a rigid payment?
Corner, interior, and
Exactly,
edges.
exactly. So wrapping stress, is it Tushar?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine. So these are the critical regions, which is true in case of, now we have solved in case of wheel load stress. Okay. So critical regions will be taken into consideration while solving for wrapping stresses also. So wrapping stresses also, these regions are same. Okay. So this will be discussing wrapping stress at corner, interior, and edge region. So using temperature data, will be solving this problems. Okay. Then we also discussed on expansion joint in I think in module 5 we discussed on types of joints and their importance. With sketch we need to give the specification of the joint spacing and where the dual bar is given in expansion joint. So one end will be bonded, another end will be remain free. So that all specification we need to draw this joint, because this is for sure it will be asked like expansion joint, like with the neat stretches you need to give the details of specification. Construction, contraction, and expansion joint, these three are very important. Apart from these three, wrapping is also there. Okay, so this part we'll be dealing now in the further classes. So thickness of, as per IRC 58/2002, this is design of rigid pavement. Okay, given data, how to design a rigid pavement, we'll be dealing with that. Okay, then principle involved in, you need to give brief procedure about BBD studies, how it is conducted, at what readings, at what distance they are conducted, what is the equipment, what is the specification of the equipment, what is the length of the probe, what is the length of the whole equipment, that description, how it is carried out on the field. So in detail we have covered in one full lecture, which is there for you to refer in YouTube. Okay, so we have posted this BBD studies in short format. You can just go through how it is conducted, principles and all, and explain 6 types of flexible payment failures. Okay, at least 8 to 10 failures we have discussed, and you have one short like you need to go for memory of those, why these are caused, what are the different symptoms, and what are the remedial measures. Okay, so from Kadiari and Lal I have shared this one PDF on flexible payment failures. So how to identify them, what are the causes, what are the remedial measures, these 6 types, along with the line diagram, you need to explain this. So this is also a must. Okay, if you refer most of the question papers, these are the repeated questions which will be coming. So please refer all the question papers on like, payment design. So for you, it is 17 CV 833 will be the code for your this thing. Is it 15 CV for you? Like I think
15 series, sir.
it is 15 CV 833. Okay. Then it comes with the cement concrete failures like mud pumping phenomena, how it is occurring, and how you detect mud pumping and all. So it is asked for 6 months. Don't give in detail whole paragraph. You need not write. You paragantly ಬರ್ಕೊಂತ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡ್ರಿ. See the marks, how much it has been asked. Accordingly, you just cut short your answers. If it is asked for 8 marks, you can go for detailed explanation of all those things. If asked for 6 marks, most probably it will be asked for 6 marks or 8 marks. You can just give the line diagram of the failure, and you can just give brief description about that failure, how it is appearing, what are the symptoms of these failures and all. You can just explain that. Okay. So yeah, this is how this charts, related figures, all these will be given in question paper itself. Okay, you need not carry any extra data book, or from college you will be given with some data book. So every time in payment design, this kind of graphs will be given to you. Okay. So again, in coming classes, again I'll be revising some concepts after completing these portions. I'll be discussing on different question papers. I'll be downloading and I'll be sharing some information with you. Okay. So today we'll be discussing. Let me open that PDF. Yeah, can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fine. What we discussed in previous class, it was the problem on wheel load stress. We discussed on interior, how to solve wheel load stress for interior, edge, and corner. Am I right? This is what we solved in the previous class. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now Westergaard stress equation for wheel load, you need to by heart this. Okay, should not tell that, but we need to by heart this with these numbers, stats are there. So you write this and practice this, and you need to by heart, because this will be asked for sure. Okay, so we solved a problem also on this. I think I told you in last class with wheel load stress can also be solved using the graphs. Okay, I have not got that textbook. In next class probably I'll be scanning that chart and I'll be showing you how the wheel load stresses are solved using the graph. One is by using Westergaard stress equation. So in previous class what we solved was Westergaard's stress equations. Okay, that whatever interior, edge, and corner. So we also can solve these wheel load stresses using the graphs. Okay, that I'll be discussing. So in today's class, these are the modified Westergaard modified equation for wheel load stress. Okay, so till now it has been not asked, but it has been mentioned in your syllabus. You just go through this equation. So you don't have any numericals to solve for modified Westergaard's equations. Okay, just go through these equations for modified by Teller and Sutherland. Okay, so these were the modification made by some of them, making some improvisation on Westergaard equation. So you can just go through this page. Okay. Okay. Now, next concept is on temperature stresses. Fine. So again, Westergaard was the person who analyzed the stresses in rigid pavement because of variation in the temperature. Okay. So temperature stresses are developed due to variation in the slab temperature. The variation in temperature across the depth of the slab is caused by daily variation. Okay, we have discussed this. So there are two types of temperature variation. One is due to daily variation. Second is due to seasonal variation. So because of daily variation, what happens to the slab? Can anyone tell what happens to the slab when there is a daily variation in temperature? Like in morning time or in the noon time, okay, the slab is totally heated at the top portion of your top half of the thickness of the slab, okay, but below portion of the slab is relatively cooler. And during night time, what happens? The whatever the heat is being generated at top half of the slab, it gets transferred to the bottom portion of the slab, and your top portion of the slab is relatively cooler at midnight. So what happens when there is this kind of daily variation in the temperature of the slab? What happens to the slab? No doubt the stresses are developed. What type of stresses are developed because of this phenomena? Siddhartha, come after many days. Boja, unmute yourself and yeah.
Sir.
How are you, Siddharth?
Fine, sir.
Tell me. Did you understand what I asked?
No. No, sir. Can you repeat?
At least you understood what I am talking about, temperature stresses,
Sir. Daily variation.
daily variation in the temperature. Can anyone tell what happens when there is a daily variation in the slab temperature?
During daytime, the top layer expands, but the bottom layers remain same.
Yes,
And hence hogging occurs during daytime, and during
exactly.
nighttime the top layer will be cooler compared to bottom layer, so there'll be sagging of the slab.
No, during night time, what happens is the heat gets transferred to the below portion of the slab. So expansion will be from the bottom end, okay, but your top portion will be relatively cooler at night time. So wrapping of the slab takes place. So the 1 second. So this, can you see this? So what happens? This is the condition during daytime. So you have daytime wherein your slab gets expands on the top portion. Top portion will be heated up and expansion is there. But below portion is relatively cooler and there is a contraction. Okay. So wrapping of the slab takes place downwards. So there is downward wrapping like this. Are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What happens during night time is vice versa. During night time, the slab wraps upwards like this, not exactly like this, but there will be little variation. Okay, so this is how the wrapping takes place due to daily variation. Okay, so you need to understand this. Tanpa Siddhartha,
Sir.
busy ಇದೆನಾ ಮತ್ತೆ ಯಾಕೋ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ
ಸರ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಚಾಲು ಆಗೈತಿ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ
Okay. Fine. Now there is next wherein you have seasonal variation in the temperature. Okay. So seasonal variation, what happens to when there is a seasonal variation? There is overall increase in temperature of the slab. Okay. So when there is overall increase in the temperature of the slab during summer season. Okay. So summer season, when there is overall increase in the temperature of the slab, it expands. So because of the expansion, there will be a frictional stress which is developed between the slab and the below layer. Okay. So that frictional stress we need to calculate or compute. Okay. On other hand side, when there is winter season or when there is a cold region, the overall temperature comes down and there is a contraction of the slab. Okay. So when there is a contraction, again there will be a frictional stress which is developed in between the slab and the below layer. Okay. So you need to understand this daily variation and seasonal variation. In question paper, what we discussed, this question was arised. So this phenomena of daily variation and seasonal variation, wrapping stresses are developed due to daily variation. Frictional stresses are developed due to seasonal variation. You need to understand this. So this is a figure showing there is no wrapping. Okay, and wrapping down during daytime, midday. It has been mentioned here, midday. Higher temperature on the top portion and relatively cooler temperature at the below portion. Then at night time, it is vice versa. It wraps upwards. Okay. So with this diagram, you can just show the daily variation. Seasonal variation, it is the frictional stresses which are caused. Okay. So expansion and contraction takes place due to drop or rise in the temperature. Fine. Then after this, we have Westergaard equations for our wrapping stresses. So these are the wrapping stress equation again for critical regions. One is for interior. So this is the equation E small e into T divided by 2 Cx plus mu Cy divided by 1 minus mu square is for wrapping stress due to interior. Okay, wrapping stress in kg per centimeter square. E is modulus of elasticity of concrete in kg per centimeter square, and small e is the thermal coefficient of concrete per degree centigrade, and then T small t is temperature difference between top and bottom slab of the bottom slab in degree Celsius. And Cx and Cy are the constant coefficient based on Lx by L, Ly by L. Now, what is this small l representing here? Other than Tushar, small l is represented by what?
Relative stiffness.
Relative stiffness.
Good. It is relative stiffness. Okay. So Lx is the length of the slab in transverse direction. Ly is the length of the slab in longitudinal direction. Okay. So this I'll be explaining when we solve the problems. Okay. So this is the wrapping stress for interior and wrapping stress for edge region. Okay, so there are two equations to find the wrapping stress for edge region: Cx EET divided by 2, Cy EET divided by 2. So among these two equations, whichever value is higher, that will be adopted as wrapping stress for edge region. Okay, and similarly for corner region, we have EET divided by 3 into 1 minus mu root of A divided by L. Okay, so A is the radius of wheel load contact. Okay, so these are the three equations we'll be using to calculate the wrapping stresses. Okay, so in next class we'll be discussing the problems on these parameters on wrapping stresses, as well as on wheel load using graph. I'll be taking those snapshots of those, and I'll be sharing, and how to solve those wheel load stresses I'll be telling in the next class. Okay, we'll stop here today. These concepts what I discussed now, please go through this. You have the notes with you. Please go through this notes, and then we'll come up with the solution on wrapping stresses, how these are solved. Is that fine? Okay, we'll stop, and tomorrow again at 9:30 or 10 we'll start with the class, and we'll solve with the wrapping stresses and combination of all those stresses. Okay, so I need some 5 to 6 class to finish this module 4. Okay, and remaining concepts what I have left with, some of the concepts I'll be discussing that again. Okay, thank you for attending the class. You can leave the session.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.